Hello there. For this research project, I decided to study Instagram, which is by far my favorite social media platform to use, and I connected that with parasocial relationships. Now, this is not a term that we use very often that many people know. I actually don't think that I had ever even heard of it before starting this research, but I believe that you will agree with me that it is a major part of most social media users' lives. So my research began all the way back in the 1950s, actually, when Horton and Wall noticed that people were forming relationships with television stars and radio stars. And since those days, technology has evolved a lot, obviously, and just more and more research has been done. So I studied literature about YouTube, about Twitch, Instagram, influencers, and celebrities, combining all of these things. And it was so interesting to see how people have created these bonds with famous people that they don't know over the years. So when it came to sending out my survey, I knew that I wanted the responses to come from people that were really comfortable with Instagram. I didn't want them to not know what it was or to have never interacted with an influencer before. So I decided to post a little plea on my personal Instagram page using a picture of some homemade cinnamon roll waffles, of course, to get their attention. And within that 24 hours that the post was live, I received the 32 responses that I needed, and we moved on. So I'm just going to kind of scroll through my responses here so that I can touch on some of the most significant findings that I found. So 62% of people said that they spend over an hour on Instagram daily. And about 65% of my surveyed group said that they follow at least 5 influencers. So I do feel like this group was well versed in the Instagram world and knew what they were talking about when it comes to Instagram and influencers. And when asked what the difference was between celebrities and influencers, I didn't want to define it for them. I kind of just wanted to see if people do know the difference. I got a lot of different responses, but one of my favorites, one of the most accurate ones, I think, said that celebrities have national status and public image, whereas influencers can be stay-at-home moms, authors, designers, lifestylists. They have over 5,000 following. So I don't know if all the technical terms are correct in that, but I do believe that that's kind of the general picture that most people have when they think of an influencer. About 80% of people said that they enjoy following people that they don't know. And this pie graph here is kind of broken up into different segments that we could study further, but I thought that that was so cool that such a majority admits that they enjoy following people that they have never met in real life. So although 51% of people said that they do not trust influencers or celebrities, 87% said that they have bought something or tried something or even thought a different way because of a recommendation from an influencer. So this just really, it stood out to me because I feel like I won't do something that somebody tells me to do unless there's some sort of trust in that relationship. So for so many people to say, nope, I do not trust them at all, but I will buy things that they tell me to, that was a really interesting thought. And I'm kind of wondering if our view of trust has been skewed because of these relationships. I also wanted to touch on the fact that the most common way that people interact with influencers is by liking their posts, which was really no surprise. But over 53% of people said that influencers have never interacted back with them. And this aligns perfectly with what Horton and Wall's views from way back in the day were. We have these one-sided relationships with stars, and really the only form of control that we have is whether or not we choose to follow them. There's not a whole lot of back and forth communication other than that, although our technology is advancing a lot to where that is becoming more and more common. About half of my surveyed group considers themselves to have some sort of relationship with the people that they follow that they don't know. So what about you? Is it alarming at all to you that we have relationships with people that don't even know who we are? That's kind of what I was most excited to learn about in this project, and I hope that you enjoyed listening to a bit of it. Thank you so much.